Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we have a little bit of a Xbox issue going on as of today, where if you guys don't know, Xbox has been doing relatively okay. I'd probably say right now, the overall community sentiment's been pretty good for Xbox, and I'd probably say right now a little bit on the downturn on the PlayStation side. And we're also waiting for the next upcoming Nintendo Direct, so I think right now Nintendo, depending on what the Nintendo Direct's gonna go and do to compete with all these E3 games, is either gonna go make everyone love Nintendo and get excited for like a Switch 2 or brand new Zelda games or Mario games or something, or they're going to join the rest of us. But right now, Xbox is kind of getting a lot of big flack right now. And there's actually maybe a few other stories we could cover up throughout the next few days as well, as I've been kind of getting over my sickness. But right now, we're seeing a lot of Xbox executives leaving Xbox as a whole. We're seeing the big boys getting better job offers, and even some people moving over to like crypto companies, other competing game companies. And as well, we saw the official numbers come out for Starfield, which a lot of people are assuming were way more lackluster than people were expecting. So I'm going to talk about this all throughout the video, so give me your thoughts and comments down below. Reminder, I do love Xbox. I like Xbox succeeding, but sometimes there is negative news out there, so don't feel bad about that. I mean, there's good news, there's bad news. I still think the Xbox conference was really well made. I'm excited for the Xbox. If you have an Xbox, I don't hate you, so you guys are always welcome to give your thoughts and comments down below. And let's go dive on into it. So first and foremost, we're seeing a lot of big issues when it comes to people leaving. Now, this is always kind of scary, although Xbox has been kind of teetering on big layoffs. We did see a lot of people lose their jobs. There's been like 3 different Microsoft and Xbox layoffs too. And sometimes, I'm sure you guys know, if you guys are very committed to jobs, sometimes you just have to go and job hop. Maybe you have like, you try to get like, you get a promotion, you move up, you get some experience, you go to a different company. Sometimes they just need people. Sometimes like you just get bored. Let's say you're at Xbox for 10 years. And of course, I think Xbox is a phenomenal company, but and also same with Microsoft to work for. You get a lot of good stock options, good benefits, good pay, but sometimes you just want to move. Sometimes you get bored. Sometimes you just want to do other stuff. But also, as you keep that in mind, Xbox did lose a lot of big executives these past few days. Were the Microsoft's Xbox marketing chief to depart for Roblox, of all things out here. And there's other people too as well, where basically, Microsoft's marketing chief of Xbox is leaving the company to join gaming platform Roblox as their chief marketing officer as part of a broader marketing shakeup in the console maker, according to an internal memo seen by Reuters on Monday. Jarrett West oversaw the creation and delivery of multiple marketing campaigns, including those of games and consoles, and helped in also the production expansion for Xbox Game Pass, and as well, even Phil Spencer chimed on in, saying, West spent 8 years at Xbox as a part of its marketing and product division before he left for Netflix to head various marketing teams. He then returned to Microsoft in 2019 as Xbox's chief marketing officer. Earlier this month, Microsoft held its annual Xbox Games Showcase, where it unveiled all new digital consoles and trailers for games, including the new Call of Duty. I'm sure you guys have seen. The West departure comes amid a broader restructuring in Xbox's marketing department, where a central gaming marketing team will be formed and a number of other marketing teams will be moved around. Going forward, the gaming leadership team and I have decided to place marketing closer to the businesses they support, which does make sense at the end of the day. Basically saying like Bethesda marketing, you focus on that. Xbox as a whole, we focus on the consoles and overall brand. You have like individual games, Game Pass, whatever. Like you just basically focus on who they got to focus on and all the subsidiaries. But that's not the only thing. Or former Xbox executive Major Nelson also has been moving around too as well. And this is for, funny enough, someone moving over to community for Unity. So he's heading over to the community team at Unity, which is like a big game development, like basically platform. Think like Unreal Engine, which develops one of the industry's leading game engines, amongst other bits and pieces in the world of gaming. It sounds like Larry is excited to get back to working with game devs, just as he did over on Xbox. So I'm thrilled to announce that I am joining the community team at Unity. Building on my long history as a developer advocate at Xbox, I'm excited to collaborate again with developers, harnessing our collective creativity to shape the future of real-time gaming and experiences. Let's make magic happen. So the head of Xbox, Phil Spencer, also replied to Larry's announcement, saying, congrats, Larry, we're going to see what happens in the future. Go do some cool stuff at Unity. And once again, this is like a lot of people now kind of bring this attention, where a lot of people are, for some odd reason, leaving Xbox and leaving all these big executive things. Now, as I mentioned, a lot of these big companies will have people bouncing around all the time. Even on the last example we just showed you guys, the guy can leave, come back for a few years, go and disappear. And it's all just basically people bounce around for job offers, how much money you can make, better positions, stock options, benefits, PTO even. Like, let's say you're making 500K a year and you're bumping, you're rolling. Maybe you just want to do something new. Or maybe like you're at the point where you're multi-millionaire because Microsoft stock has done very well, and you're like, hey, my kid likes Roblox, I'm gonna work at Roblox. Or, oh my god, Unity seems more fun. Maybe I get a bunch of stock options on Unity and I can become a millionaire by, just doing whatever. I don't know. It's just how people are. But it is concerning because these are a lot of big higher ups when it comes to Xbox. And these are people that are working on the higher ends of Xbox itself. And this kind of makes things people a little bit more on the curious side because Xbox overall has been doing quote unquote good. But we're also having issues with like Game Pass, we're having issues with sales, console sales, the future of Xbox, the brand, everything changing, and more so focusing on the publishing role. Which, once again, that seems fine at the end of the day, like we don't mind. But this is kind of just a warning sign out here, which once again also leads towards this. There's always kind of craze because I do think the Red Dragon kind of goes hardcore on like the anti-console tweets as well. But it does sometimes have an intriguing point, saying Starfield hits 14 million players as reviews drop to mostly negative. And I want to talk about this maybe in a separate video, maybe tomorrow or the next few days, where basically Xbox has had some issues with Starfield. Now, I'm going to say 14 million users is good, but that 14 million players also dropped into Game Pass subscribers who are able to play the game for free, people who want to buy the game, and of course, well, a lot of folks into it. I think 14 million people is still a very good number, and we have to see how well it sells on the PlayStation or, on Steam and stuff like that if it does sell well over time, with expansions, mods, etc., etc. But they're saying, so out of the 34 million expected, let's say 30 to 35, give or take, 90% of the people never finished the game. I never finished Starfield. I got maybe like 30 hours in. I liked it. I played enough to be like, I got my fill. 70% didn't reach level 10. That's kind of embarrassing. 60% didn't reach level 5, even worse. And 20% of people didn't even reach space. So these numbers, obviously, from like how he's framing the tweet and mentioning the tweet, are very much on the negative Xbox side. But I would still go and say 14 million is still okay. But 14 million, that is a kind of a good point. Factored into Game Pass users does make things a little bit rougher. Now, we could always have more people check it out. There was a lot of, overall community anti-sentiment towards it, which does suck. Like, we weren't the biggest fan of that, but that did happen. And I think the game was good. Now, was it as good as a Fallout game, or was it as good as, like, Skyrim? No. I mean, without any doubt now. But I do think over time, if they keep on working on it, we have an upcoming DLC and like expansion for it. And they also want to work in mods. Although the mods have been a little bit on the skeptical side too, we may want to make another video on that. So subscribe if you guys want to. But a lot of these things have just been not favoring Xbox. Like Xbox sales numbers have been weird. They're still doing good. Like people, I think, are going to be excited post the game conference. I'm excited for Xbox as a whole. And people are still buying consoles and they are still being a part of consoles. Like it's a big deal. But one of the bigger things to note is that you need to have people playing the games on Game Pass and enjoying the games on Game Pass. And if you have only 70% of people not even reaching level 10 in Starfield, which it really wasn't that hard to get to. Like, I mean, I got there pretty quick. And of course, that's just like playing through the game, or obviously early levels. That's fine. That's not good. Like, that's a very, very low amount of people. Like, that's a big push where people just didn't play the game itself as a whole, let alone there's only 14 million people. And I do think people are now seeing that's a little bit of a lackluster number. Granted, 14 million is huge. Like if I try to make a game, I'd be lucky to get 14 people playing the game, But yeah, that's crazy for how big of a game and studio and all the marketing and everything. Now, this does kind of go and be like, hey, are they going to go release this game on the PS5? Most likely. It's not been confirmed. But I would say they do need to recoup that money somehow. Because even if you added 14 million new players on top of, let's say, the 30 million concurrent Game Pass subscribers, that doesn't really pay for the game itself as a whole. Now, maybe that's still the idea of Game Pass. They have the expansions, like I said, so there is options out there, but it does make things a little bit harder for them long-term to justify and work with. So, I don't know. It's going to be a very, very, I think, intriguing situation to be around on how the future of Game Pass is going to be, how they can redeem Starfield, if they would consider that even good or not. Like, I would say that's pretty good in my mind, but I'm not sure. So give me your thoughts and comments on all that down below as well. And I don't know, Xbox is in a weird spot, or the company Microsoft is making a lot of money, and Xbox still is too. And they do have the money to go and subsidize the stuff and work on the stuff. Like, I get it. I understand it. Totally get it. But at the same time, like, the sentiment's rough. Now, I still think people want to buy Xboxes. They're going to enjoy Xboxes. I think Xbox had the better E3 conference. But it's still concerned to go and see the growth or a lack of growth on Game Pass, and kind of seeing that Starfield's a little bit more of a flop than people had kind of expected. So I don't know. Give me your thoughts and comments down below. We're live up on Twitch, and if you guys want to follow up the Twitter, subscribe if you guys are new. More videos all throughout the next few days, and I love you guys a lot.